our picks. Yeah, it's already 9 o'clock. It seems like every time I turn around, then we got to rush through these picks because it's already 9 o'clock.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Let's get into these picks. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. We'll start off the gate. We got tomorrow night. This one's probably going to be a walk in the park, and who we're picking. We got Denver at Kansas City. You got Denver, who's falling apart. You got Kansas City, who is arguably the best team. You might have an argument on Miami. It's quickly Miami wins. It's amazing how quick Miami gets one loss and everybody jumps off Miami being the best team. They won again, 4-1. Got Kansas City in 4-1. Miami looks really good. I think Kansas City is the better of the two teams, but everybody just kind of all of a sudden is like looks at it like Kansas City is this clear-cut favorite of the best team in the AFC, and I don't necessarily feel that way. I think there's just a slight advantage of Kansas City over Miami at this point. But Denver falling apart, I don't think anybody in this God green's earth, but maybe other than John Elway or the most dedicated of dedicated Bronco fans are going to pick the Broncos over Kansas City. I got Kansas City. Who are you going with?
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm riding that bus with you. I'm on that. I'm on that Kansas City.
This pick becomes more interesting, especially after we watch the performance and the outcome of the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game, and that is Tennessee is home against the Baltimore Ravens. You are first. Who you got?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it was just a little minor slip up, and hopefully them boys gonna catch the ball this week. I'm gonna go Baltimore.
I am 99% confident at this point that from November 6th through November 20th, roughly, I will actually be in Tennessee. The company I work for, Circle K, bought out another company I've never heard of, Mako, something I don't even know. We bought about 120 stores in the Memphis area, and so they're wanting veteran store managers to go and help be part of the conversion, the transition over from their company to our company. Policies, not to run the stores or be managers per se, but be there as support and kind of show them the Circle K way and everything else. So I get an opportunity here to hang out in the Memphis area. And I mean, one of the other store managers I've talked, I have never been to Nashville, so. And me and her actually went to, my wife and I and her and her husband, when we went to Cancun for being the best of the best, we all got to hang out and everything else. I'm really cool with this manager. So we talked about one day we're going to go to Nashville and one day we're going to go see Memphis because I've never seen Nashville and both of us have never seen Memphis. So I'm going to get an opportunity to see this part of Tennessee that I've never got to see part of. A lot of people tell me I'm not going to be impressed with Memphis because of the crime rate and everything else going on there.
So we're very careful.
Yeah, so not the greatest of areas as of right now. Because they're going to put us in hotels and everything, and I'm going to assume I'm going to be in a hotel by myself. I don't know how all it's going to play out, or if they're going to book me up with another guy. But I'm hoping so because my plans are for us to still do our shows this 2 weeks. I don't plan on missing any shows. I'm supposed to be in my own, or be in the hotel, so I'm going to take the laptop and everything else. But more specific to this game, Baltimore is a good team.
Yes, they are.
I'm not gonna call it a catch-up game. I'm gonna pull a little bit farther away from your game because I think at home, I think both these teams are good teams. I think they both have had their slip-ups. I think the Cleveland went in there and punched them in the mouth. I think our defense is a lot better. I think it caught him off guard, though. I think Deshaun Watson had his best. Well, I know he did. He had his best game as a Cleveland Brown. I think it was kind of unexpected. After the Nick Chubb thing, they weren't expecting us to come with any kind of run, anything. And then our defense. They should have known better, the defense, because at that point in time, we were the best defense in the NFL. I don't think much change on that. I still think we're one of the best teams in defenses in the NFL. And so I think that they were kind of caught off guard. They turned around, bounced back, beat Cincinnati. I think both these teams are good teams. I think if it was Baltimore, I'd go with Baltimore. It's kind of the same but different with that Vegas Green Bay. Both those teams to me just suck. I picked who had home field. I think both of these teams are good. I'm not going to say very good or great, but I think both these teams are good. Therefore, it's home field advantage for me. I'm going with Tennessee. Maybe pad my lead a little bit there. Next game on the list, and this is going to be an interesting one, especially since Washington lost that I didn't expect to lose to start off the week against Chicago, and Atlanta was able to pull off the win that I wasn't expecting to win over Houston. But we got Washington in Atlanta. This is one of those where I'm not going to say they both suck, but I'm not going to say they're both good. I think they're kind of both. They're finding their way. There's a lot of changes. I think they're just kind of mediocre teams still working on putting things together. Atlanta with a young rookie quarterback. Washington with their changes. I'm going to go with home field advantages as well on this one. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, man. You know, it's kind of like a game like this is kind of like a coin flip, to be honest. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I see you really digging the home field advantage talk. But I know I need to catch up. You know, because it is kind of like a competition. You know, who can have the best record. And I do need to catch up.
It is a competition. It's not like a competition. Yeah, it is a competition.
I can dig it.
I'm a very competitive person.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So am I. You know, and I feel good that I had to jump off the Carolina bandwagon because they would just get me too many losses. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go ahead and flip the other way, and hopefully this can be a catch up game again. And I'm gonna go against you and go with the away team, back-to-back games. And I'm going Washington.
Gotcha. All right. Next game on the list is this is a horrible game as well. A lot of bad games this week. Minnesota at Chicago, both 1-4.
Oh my goodness.
Both of them not playing good football. You are first this time. Who you got?
With Chicago playing the way they did, and then you got Jefferson gone on IR. You know, is the team fading away? Is Kirk Cousins? You know, the trade talk is going to be for real. Where is he going? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going with the Bears. Even though Minnesota can win, I'm going with the Bears. Yeah.
You just trying to let me pull away, ain't you?
Yeah, I know. I really want. I want to pick as the Vikings, but who at home? Vikings.
Chicago.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride out with Chicago, man. Let's go ahead and pick the Vikings. Let's be even, Steven.
You ain't got to tell me what to do. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pick the Vikings. You know, it must be nice to be the Detroit Lions right now. Like,
I know,
Green Bay sucks.
Yeah.
Chicago sucks. Minnesota sucks.
Yeah.
Like, Detroit don't even have to have that 4-1 record to look good.
No,
they just look. The rest of them just suck out there.
Yeah, if they win a couple more games,
they will probably be the first team.
Yeah,
they'll probably be the first team to lock their Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Seattle traveling to Cincinnati. Yes, Cincinnati had a bounce-back game this last week. Looks like Jamar Chase is made up with the rest of the team, and everybody's playing nice. We'll see how well everybody plays nice after Seattle travels into Cincinnati and beats the Bengals. I don't think Burrow is 100. I don't think Burrow will be 100% the rest of this year. I'm not going to say I feel it's necessarily a mistake to keep him playing. You get to a point where your record's getting out of the point. Right now you're 2-3. Say we get to be 2-6, 2-7. I think it might be time to pull the plug for the year and go ahead and let Burrow heal and have the time off. I understand that you're still in contention. You were 0-2 last year, still made the playoffs. I don't think he's healthy enough to turn your season around. You might be able to coast to a 6-11, 7-10 record. I don't know. I just don't see it. Seattle, I'm not still sold on the whole thing. It seemed like last time I picked Seattle, they ended up losing. But I think I'm very confident that Burrow's not past this injury. We're going to see it show the rest of the season that he plays. I think Seattle goes into Cincinnati and wins. I got the Seahawks.
Well, this is definitely a good week for a catch-up week, or somebody's going to get ahead or somebody's going to get caught up. I'm definitely going Cincinnati.
I think I might lock this up early. We're talking about Detroit. Detroit locking up the division early. I might lock this season up early with these picks now.
We see.
You got the
Somebody should be on.
You got the 5-0 49ers traveling to Cleveland to play the 2-2 Browns. I've heard rumors. I don't know how true it is, which might. In my end of the pick, it wouldn't make no difference. I'm going the same way either. But I've heard some rumors of possibly Deshaun Watson not playing this weekend. I don't know how true that is. Coming off of a bye week, it was a game time decision him not to play last game they played. So I think it's catching everybody's surprise. There's any rumors at all that he possibly is not playing this weekend. I'm not 100% sure. You are on the board first to pick who you got.
I'm going nice and easy, 49ers.
I've done said, I think the path goes through Kansas City and now San Francisco as well. Even if Deshaun Watson was out there playing, I don't know how confident I would have been to even pick Cleveland at home with the possibility Deshaun Watson is not even playing, and we got an opportunity to see a couple weeks ago that the Browns have no plan for a backup quarterback, because that was one of the worst quarterback outings by DTR. Well, by any quarterback, but it was by DTR, our fifth-round rookie. I quickly realized we did not plan on Deshaun Watson ever getting hurt, and there's no, I don't know why you got rid of Josh Dobbs, who's been looking pretty good in Arizona, or why you didn't really more so keep Jacoby Brisket, Brisket, I think how you say it, Brissett, how you say his name, Brissett, why we did not do what we need to do to lock him up to keep him there as a backup quarterback, especially if you're winning. I don't think he would have really complained. Pay the guy the money, let him be your backup quarterback. He was a good teammate. He did what he needed to do last year. I'm not understanding that. Either way, I'm still picking the 49ers. It's not even a close, even a bat an eye on this one. And see, that's how you do it right there, Mario. There was no hesitation. There was no. I have no problem jumping off my team if I don't think they're going to win. We'll see how. Well, I say that and joke with you, but I would probably have to hang up the phone if you pick Carolina this week. This should be an easy pick for you as well. 4-1 Miami. 0-5 Carolina. I'm going with Miami for like every obvious reason. We'll see how you're riding this week. Are you going to follow suit and just make this an easy decision like I did with my Browns, or are you really going to let me run away with it this week?
No. I ain't going to say I'm going to let you run away with it. It's so good. I felt confident in the teams that to pick against you early, but Carolina lost. Carolina already done put me in a 2-game hole, to be honest. You know what I mean? If you really want to think about it. There ain't too many games that I've lost that you didn't, back and forth, you know what I mean? But The major two losses that I got are really both on Carolina. I would love for them to beat Miami, but if I had to bet my money on it, I'm going with Miami. And there's no disrespect to Carolina, but there's just too much going on to even have faith in them right now. I would love to see them win.
Browns. I'm sorry. You can call disrespect, or you can call whatever you want. Browns. I don't care. I'm about winning myself.
Yeah.
So it's next game on the board. This is going to be a very good game, very interesting game. Matter of fact, I hope this game ends up in my market where I can watch it. And that is the Indianapolis Colts in Jacksonville get the Jaguars, both 3-2. I'm not going to say both of them are great or even very good teams. I think both of them are good teams. I think both of them, Indianapolis and Jacksonville, both have a lot of things they need to work on. One of these two teams is going to have to win this division. I picked Jacksonville to do it. I just think, honestly, I think I might have picked Tennessee to win the division. Jacksonville second. That might have been my other wild card. I can't remember who I picked for. No, I don't think I picked Jacksonville to make. I can't remember now at this point. I had to go back to listen to the show.
Yeah.
But Indianapolis, I didn't think they would be doing as well as they're doing with the young quarterback. And, of course, he got hurt. I don't know if he's back this week. Was he back last week? Do you remember?
No. He's going to be out. He's going to be out for several weeks, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Gotcha. So this should make for an interesting game. Minshew, Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence coming off a win overseas. And this brought, I say overseas, but London, I may seem like he went to war or something overseas. This was something that was brought up on First Things First. Your thoughts? Jacksonville had the opportunity to be there for a couple weeks, so they were adjusted to didn't have the jet lag, basically had time to kind of adjust to everything, already be there, no travel and everything else. Buffalo didn't get there until 2 days before the game, which was kind of their doing. They could have left a little bit early, but still would have had jet lag, still would have been adjusting. But since they waited until the end of the week, either Friday or I think it was Friday, I think they said 2 days before the game, it looked like they were kind of sluggish and everything else. Do you think that had to do with Buffalo showing up just a couple of days before the game? Does it give Jacksonville? Do you feel Jacksonville put themselves at least at an advantage?
Yeah. I think it is a good advantage if you're there already if you're there Monday, Tuesday. I mean, especially if you're there Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah. You know what I mean? Already getting used to the time difference. You're already in the atmosphere. You know, there's no rush. Everything's already taken care of. So it's kind of like a normal week. So when the game time comes, you're not rushing. Everything is already in place. So I think a lot of teams are going to go that route. You know what I mean? Go ahead and get a feel for overseas and have a good time. But I think they should leave early. I would.
I think that they shouldn't allow any teams. If I'm without looking at the schedule being in front of my face, I'm gonna pull it up on here in a second. But if I'm not mistaken, Jacksonville played back-to-back games in London, and that's why they were already there. If that's the case, and I'll let you know here in 1 second. If that's the case, should teams be allowed? I know at the end of the day you're giving up home field because now some of those games are considered home field. But should a team be able to have back-to-back games because of that possibly being an advantage? Yeah, they played in London back-to-back. They played two different stadiums, but both of them were in London. So they were there for 2 weeks. So they had a chance to, make basically already be adjusted to it. So should teams be able to play? Or if worst case, let's do this even better. And it just clicked in my head. If you're going to let teams, which I have no problem letting teams stay there for 2 weeks and adjust, but let's let it be divisional games. In other words, the Panthers play the Saints twice. So why not let both of them be there for 2 weeks? One gets home field, considered home field on one of the weeks, and then the other stayed in the other team. That way, neither one gets an advantage. You get time. The first game, might be a little bit of a sluggish game, so you're still adjusting to the time difference. But by the second game, both of y'all have adjusted. Should make for a great game, and nobody has an advantage. So I feel that either you don't get to play 2 weeks in London back-to-back because you kind of get an advantage, or both teams make it division games so that you play each other twice in a season anyway, and that way neither team gets an advantage.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. It really does. Don't you think? I feel like there's like a feel that Jacksonville is going to be like the overseas team. You know what I mean? Don't they play there a lot? Doesn't it seem like they do play there a lot?
Somebody keeps rumoring that they feel that that's where they're going to move to. I don't know how true this is. I don't know the situation in Jacksonville, but that was the first thing I heard today or when they were talking about that conversation. Well, they go over there and play all the time, so eventually that's where they're going to be. That's where they're going to be home.
Yeah, they play there all the time. Even like last year, I think I'm not looking at the schedule from last year, but it feels like they play there a lot. It really does.
Yeah, it does. You're first on the pick. Thank God you're first. Indianapolis, Jacksonville. There's really no home field, even though Jacksonville is considered the home team because they are in London. And I think Jacksonville won the week before. Hold on, I want to look at something. So they talk about 2 weeks, but this would be the second week. I want to look back a second because I'm thinking maybe did they have a bye the week before that too? Is that what happened? No, they didn't have a bye. So Atlanta, So this week's not. This week is a home game. I don't know why the previous two games were. I don't know why I just thought this was overseas as well. The previous two games were both the Atlanta and the Buffalo game were both London games. I was sitting there thinking, well, damn, that would make like 3 weeks in a row they're there. But they were there 2 weeks in a row. Buffalo was that second game, which everybody's giving them the saying that they had advantage because they were 2 weeks. They're back now. My only concern. Oh, did you pick?
Yeah, I picked the Jags.
Jags. My only concern with the Jags now at this point is you spent 2 weeks over in a different time zone. Now you're coming back and now you're the one with the jet lag. Because, and not only was it just a week or like Buffalo, who was only there 3 days and you were back, you've been there for 2 weeks. So you are on a totally, completely different sleep schedule. So that's my only concern with Jacksonville is how much did you guys get used to being on a completely different time zone. It would be interesting to see how well they adjust coming back. Because like I said, it's not just a weekend or a 2-day, 3-day, or even, hey, we went on Tuesday, we leave back on Sunday kind of thing. You were there for 2 weeks. And actually it was probably longer than 2 weeks, and I'm betting you got in there Monday or Tuesday. You were there that entire week, played your football there the entire next week, played your football before you left. I guess it would still be exactly about 2 weeks. I agree with you. I am going to go with Jacksonville as well. I think they're just a better team, but that's my big focal point, or what I'm curious to see is how well after 2 weeks do you adjust being back versus it just being a weekend trip or a couple, 3 or 4 or 5 day trip. The next game on the list, you got the Saints traveling to Houston. Saints looked pretty good. Houston, they took the L at Atlanta, kind of surprised us. Stroud still playing good. I just think the Saints is a better team. If these were a little bit more evenly matched, I would have probably thrown this into the home field advantage thing. But I just think the Saints as a team are a better team than Houston. I am going with the Saints. Who you got?
I'm also going with the Saints.
Next game on the list. Hey, did you see that horse? They call it a horse. Well, they didn't call it a horse. Horse collar, that's what I was looking for. Horse collar tackle that kind of kept Vegas in that game and helped them win Green Bay. Did you see that?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that?
It's I understand that, everybody's fast, but plays like that got to be definitely like just looked at. You know what I mean? You know, you might as well add that. You might as well just throw that in there too. You know what I mean? Just because each call is risky. You know what I mean? But if it's the wrong call, that's what makes it worse. You know what I mean? It's the wrong call. That's not even a call. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still getting penalized for it. That don't even sound right. You should be able to fix that. But that's the way I look at it.
New England travels into Vegas. I just thought about when I saw. I wanted to talk about it earlier, and then we got talking about something else, and I was going to bring it up then. But since we're back on the Vegas team, we got New England traveling to Las Vegas. In Vegas, Patriots 1-4, Vegas 2-3. Who you got?
You know, at this rate, how things are going, I'm going. I didn't pick them. I didn't pick them last week, but I'm picking them this week. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Raiders.
All right, we went different directions. I think things turn around for the Patriots. I don't know. I just for some reason think New England they can't keep losing. They got to get a win somewhere. I'm not over impressed. You figure both Vegas and Green Bay both sucked. It came really down to ultimately it came down to that horse collar tackle, which then kept Green Bay from doing anything, and Vegas ended up winning by a field goal, I believe the score was. I'm not quite sure what the issue is with New England, but I don't think Vegas is that good of a team that New England couldn't win the game. I'm going on a limb. Every once in a while I got to do it too. Maybe help my situation. Maybe, that might be the one I go on a limb for that helps me at least maintain, because the other ones you picked against me, if you go right, then we're tied or you're ahead, so maybe I need a little something to help go in my direction. Next is Arizona at Los Angeles. Other than the win against Dallas, Arizona has not been impressive at all. Just took a beat down by Cincinnati. Rams, not that they've overwhelmed us, but are a better team at home. I'm going with the Rams.
I'm also going with the Rams.
Next game on the list, I think this would be an easy one for both of us. But I want to address or ask you a question about a play and this team. And it's the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 5-0, traveling to New York or New Jersey to play the Jets at 2-3. My question is, this whole talk about the quarterback sneak play they do, that they push the quarterback and everything else. Some people wanting it to be banned. I guess one of the other teams did it last week or the week before. It caused an injury. Other people feel that why are you going to take something away just because one team has mastered it? I'm kind of on that side of you don't let the defense run up or push each other or run up on each other's back because of safety issues on field goals. So why would you kind of do something that's kind of the same but not quite the same? I just think you're taking, I don't know, I'm kind of in the air with that because I don't want to let my dislike for a team also factor into it, and I can't stand Philadelphia. I've seen enough video. I can't stand their fans either. But what are your thoughts on that? Should that be a legal play? Do you have any issue with that play? Do you think safety is kind of not being looked at on this play? What are your thoughts on this whole Philadelphia and this whole push the quarterback thing that they have mastered?
It definitely is a tricky play. Especially when it's in that goal line, inch yard, and then you got a quarterback that deadlifts so much weight, so and he's not the tallest quarterback, so he's already low. It is kind of a toss-up play. It's kind of like if you can't, you need to stop them. If you look at it on defense, you got to stop them before they get in that range where you don't have to, you don't even have that scenario. You know what I mean? But then on the same token, you got the running backs, fullbacks, everybody pushing the quarterback at the same time too. But I say just like the NFL did, let's see how it goes. One more year, how it looks, but you got to be able to stop them. You know what I mean? If you're just crying about that just one particular play, you should have stopped them on fourth down at the goal line. Get lower than they can get low, or however the case may be.
Why do you think, or what do you think, or how do you think Philadelphia has been able to master this, and nobody else is really what do you think is so different about Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Nobody else can master it or even come close to how Philadelphia does this.
Yeah, it's I don't know. With him being short, they can definitely tell they're
There's a bunch of short quarterbacks out there, though. Bryce Young is short. There's a bunch of, I don't know, it's just weird to me. Nobody else is even on the same level. And it's just a simple quarterback sneak. It's not like this crazy design play or something. I don't get it. They are able almost every time to be able to push that quarterback up there and kind of bully that line. And they got obviously a really good offensive line, but I'm not going to say it's the best offensive line. It's probably easily top 5, top 10. But there's other offensive lines there at the beginning of the season. Dallas Cowboys was considered one of the best. Ways that they protect and what they do with and make holes for Christian McCaffrey. Obviously, the 49ers got a really good offensive line. There's a lot of good offensive lines out there, and nobody, not even Kansas City, Mahomes cannot do that on a regular basis, and he's not a very tall quarterback. They do this every time. I'd have to look up, because I know they keep track of this, what their success rate is. But I bet you their success rate versus them, versus everybody else in the NFL, has got to be an astronomical difference. It just blows my mind. It's like they have a cheat code or something, like the old Contra days with the up, down, down, left, right. They had this code. It don't make sense to me. But we got Philadelphia in New York or New Jersey against the Jets. Who you got?
I'm going on Philadelphia.
Yeah, I figured so. I can see Zach Wilson being Denver. I can't see Zach Wilson beating Philadelphia. The next game on the list is, and this should be a good game, Detroit, and it's going to be a hard pick too. Detroit at Tampa Bay. The issue with it is, what Baker Mayfield do we get? Do we get the 3-0 part of this 3-1 Baker Mayfield, or you get that 0-1 part of Baker Mayfield that wasn't so hot? Detroit, like we talked about at the beginning of the season, or beginning of the show, or beginning of our picks anyway, could be the quickest team to lock in their playoff because the rest of their division sucks. Also, being 4-1 and being a really good team helps their case. This is one I feel both these teams are really good. I feel both these teams are going to make I was be willing to bet both these teams are going to make the playoffs, especially since out in the North, I don't think that turned out the way we thought it was going to turn out. I think we were expecting the Saints to be a little bit better. Tampa Bay, Atlanta is where we thought they were going to be. I think Carolina, we expected a little bit better. You probably more so than me. I don't think I had them finishing last, but I don't think I had them much better in Atlanta, but below the other two teams. I think New Orleans is the one that kind of really threw me off there. I think at this point, this is Tampa Bay's division to lose. If they continue playing the way they're playing, they're going to be in the playoffs. This one, with both these teams being as good as they are, plus Tampa Bay used to playing outside more than Detroit, with the dome and everything, I like Tampa Bay better at this one with the home field, open field, nice weather. Detroit has no advantage. I feel that the dome kind of gives advantage to the dome teams because you got, not only do you have your crowd, but there's no other factors. At least at Tampa Bay, they're used to their weather. They're used to the conditions. They know how their field flows with the open field and everything. And like I said, as long as they play like the 3-win Tampa Bay team part of this, there's no doubt that they can beat Detroit. I just hope that lost part of Tampa Bay doesn't show up because I'm going with the Bucks.
Oh, okay. Well, somebody's gonna be up and somebody's gonna be down. I'm going with the Lions. It's a good week
All
right
you. We got 2 weeks there, 2 games left. You're first on this one. We got the 1-4 Giants traveling to New York to play the Buffalo Bills with a 3-2 record. Who you got?
Go ahead and go with them Bills.
I am going to follow suit because outside of that crazy comeback win that Daniel Jones and the Giants did, they've really been non-existent ever since. Buffalo, whether it was or was not due to jet lag losing to Jacksonville, that's what I'm going to chalk it up with as well. Wasn't like they were blown out. They barely lost that game. Back at home, back in their stadium, been sleeping back in their beds, no long traveling other than the flight back, but I guarantee they went ahead and came back Monday, either Sunday night or Monday morning to get their rest. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills as well. Last game on the list, they call them America's team. I don't know why they call them America's team. At this point, they're just some annoying Cowboy fans, and that's really it. It's not America's team, but we're going to go with that title. Travels to Los Angeles, or actually stays in California after losing to the 49ers to play the Chargers. I think Chargers are a good team. I like the Chargers. I think that might have been my other, my wild card team. But with that being said, and Charger fans don't take that personal, because if it had been any other team at home on a Monday night, I probably would have picked you. But Dallas got smacked in the face and hard and put on blast, on notice, and embarrassed on a standalone game on Sunday night last week. There's no doubt they're coming into this week and trying to make a statement that, look, we them boys. I'm going to go with Dallas just as simply as I think that they're going to be all in to prove that they still should be in the talks of playoffs and even Super Bowl. Cowboys is my pick.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a good look if the Cowboys lost for prime time.
No.
You know, it really
back-to-back weeks.
Back-to-back weeks. The Chargers is a good team now. You know?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go ahead and lean on the Cowboys and think they're gonna come back and bounce back. But if they lose, it's gonna be ugly out there. But I'm going Cowboys.
I'll tell you what, Mario, this is going to be an interesting week because we have 6 different picks. We've never had a week. Yeah. We've had so many different picks.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel